Doctors Without Borders is also called Medecins Sans Frontieres. We are an organization that provides healthcare in underdeveloped or countries that are at conflict or in times of natural disaster.
I originally started out working in Peace Corps for 2 years in West Africa, and after 2 years of working there doing small grassroots development projects, I realized the power that medicine has on people's lives, and I decided to come home and go back and do my sciences and to follow a nursing career. So my name is Mark Lear. I'm an MSF field worker. My focus within MSF is medical. I've been with MSF now for about 3 years, since 2014, working in many different contexts around the world.
My name is Brian. I'm working with Doctors Without Borders since 2015. My background is I was a Peace Corps volunteer in West Africa from 2006 to 2009, so while I was there, I could really see the value that MSF, Doctors Without Borders, was doing as far as helping people who needed medical care.
I became involved with Doctors Without Borders because somebody came to my high school actually and they gave a talk. I worked for MSF for about 7 years, just under 7 years. I've worked in Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Iraq, and in South Sudan.
I think for me, being in Peace Corps in West Africa, I think just working with the local population there and kind of just spending so much time there and really just kind of wanting to really help out. And also, I think if I myself ever was in a position where I needed help, I would hope that someone would be there to give me a hand too.
Everything about Doctors Without Borders kind of changes the way that you see things.
For me, it was specifically living in a small village, a rural village of about 500 people and myself. Just seeing how small medical treatments dramatically change people's day-to-day lives. The fact that having access to health care, if you're a provider for a family and you happen to get sick and then you're no longer able to provide, it makes a drastic difference in people's lives. So by doing small treatments, you're sometimes able to give people that ability to continue on.
Most of the time, Doctors Without Borders for itself calls broadly to healthcare workers, just because going out there, you want to provide aid to people that don't have it provided by their own government. And you get called to do something like this most of the time just by your own sense of self and by seeing things on the news, and that's how I really kept up my drive to want to be doing it. And then once you start working, the people that you meet, the cultures that you get to learn about, everything about working with Doctors Without Borders just keeps you there.
Being in Africa for a time, I could really see that the value of the work that Doctors Without Borders was doing there, and also just really trying to make a positive impact in the world.
I want to say that everybody should realize that there's lots of different ways to give back. You don't have to travel so far to do a lot of good, but working for an organization like Doctors Without Borders can give you more than you can ever give out to someone else, so I would really recommend it.
Just get involved. I mean, there's so many ways to kind of make a positive impact, whether it's in your local community or doing something if you want to go overseas like the Peace Corps. I think just getting involved.
I would say continue down that path. A lot of that is needed. The world is in an interesting place right now. We have a lot of tough things going on, a lot of contexts where things are not perfect. So if the future is more aware, more educated on what's happening, I think we'll come up with more clever and humane solutions for how to deal with those problems.